And I agree with that. That's one of the things. I mean, um, looking at having to go to work in a for other people, especially for white people, when you're black and you see something, you have to think twice or whether you're going to address it necessarily, because it's your livelihood.
Right.
So I think in that sense, being able to have that freedom of being able to, do, work in what you want to work in, whatever that is. And then to be able to do that yourself, if that's at all possible, certainly takes away all that stress and mental angst, because I work in education, and I have to, two, three, four times a day, I got to bite my tongue about what's, flowing through public education in the classroom, because it's just like, whoa, hold up, hold up, wait. That's like that's not the whole picture. But at the same time, you have to, uh, think twice before you say anything, because the whole system is set up a certain way. And if you're going to be the person to, in that system to say, hey, wait a minute, there's something wrong with the system. Well, systems have a way of, pushing those kind of folks out, because systems need to protect themselves and they need to perpetuate themselves. And, that's one of the things that I see in terms of that freedom, you know, that, that, uh, that, being an entrepreneur brings, whatever, and moving forward in that way. Whether even if it's not turning into the next I don't know, the next Walmart billions of dollars in sales, if it's feeding you and your family, and you have that sense of freedom, that you can, you don't have to put up with so much stuff. I think that in and of itself is a step in the right direction,
And, and
personally.
if I can add something going back to the like the business of the tax thing,
Hmm.
so as of right now, I do my reptile things like this. It's more of a hobby, but I found out a few years ago I need to incorporate more of a business so I can, I don't have any kids and things like that, so I can have me a little tax write off or tax shelter, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
with my job, I put my max salary. I think I'm up to 11% of my salary for the year. I can dump in my 401k. You know,
Hmm.
so I do that to just tax shelter because I might as well save it for myself for the future than give it to Uncle Sam. So I do that. But a lot of people don't know if you just want. Hoping I'm not putting too much. Yeah, if you just want something that can just help you on your taxes and things like that. A lot of people, you don't have to just go out and open a restaurant or a beauty supply store. You can do simple as a lot of people don't know this. You can sign up for Uber. Sign up for
Hmm.
Uber, right? Drive
Hmm.
once a week. I have friends to do it. They drive once a week, once or twice a week. That's actually a business because you're the sole
Right.
proprietary of that business. So, and you're
Hmm.
using your vehicle. You would get so much of a tax write off if you ride for Uber once a week for a year. When tax season come, if you're supposed to owe some money or you don't get that much back, you will see the difference because you're using your vehicle as a vehicle car. You can write off your gas, you can write off your food while you're out there traveling, you can write off your oil changes, you can write off maintenance on your car.
Right.
So that's in itself is a business. A lot of people don't do it. I have friends that uh that are principals or work in the pharmaceutical business and stuff like that, and they don't have kids, and they looking for they bought a property here and there, but they looking for some tax relief, and they just sign up for Uber. They might do it once a week on a Sunday, and literally at the end of the year, they can write off the miles they travel in their car. They can write off so many things. So that
Right.
itself is his own business, and if you're just trying to get a tax shelter or a tax write off, you can do something as simple as Uber. You don't have to open a grocery store and things like that, or and go to that benefit. But I look at it as a benefit because that's putting money back in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? By
Hmm.
spending a day out the week just driving for Uber, even if you don't like them or not, it kind of helps you. And like D Blaze says, the benefits, if I learned a few years ago, the benefits are with the business owner. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot
Right.
of benefits when it comes to a business owner. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Hmm. Those are some good ideas. I do think that I do understand where the whole wealth concept comes from, and um, you know, black people as a whole, which kind of gets into our next topic, but black people as a whole, as a community, weren't able to get so much of that wealth that was generated during the time of slavery, during the time of Jim Crow, during all the time, even up until now, where the richest folks are getting even richer, and it's harder for um, people to break into that um, realm unless you start unless you become an entrepreneur, unless you start your own business, unless you go into technology or something else, that will start if you want to make leaps and bounds. But just realize, at least to me, that only affects immediately you and your family until it starts to be able to be until like we were talking about, until you're in a position to hire other black people, until you're in a position to give other people the hookup in the same way that white folks give each other a hookup. And I think that's when it starts to really sink in that we're actually moving forward into this whole um, this whole idea of bridging that gap. You know, that's what I'm thinking. It needs to be that, so that we can start doing the things that for each other. I think that'll be the real big move, or the real big change in building. At least that's how I see it. You got a different opinion, please share. You know.
I mean, I agree. I'm on the same line as you.
Hmm.
It's needed.
Yeah, because I do think there's still some areas that not necessarily in terms of having hard assets. And I think those will come, or they may never come. I mean, they're which kind of gets precarious. But with the rise of technology, the rise of the internet, and being able to do business with people from all over the world, basically, I think that intellectually, of course, creatively, of course, there's some ends for that to start creating those businesses. I still would love to make start a publishing company, which is because I always share books and I'm always reading, like the book I'm reading now, Egyptian philosophers. Yeah, Egyptian. Oh man, I'm messing up the name of the title of the book. It's about Egyptian philosophers. That's a black print black publisher. You know, their company. They're publishing other books by other black authors about things that benefit black people. You know, they're not. No, they're not. What's the I don't know, whatever the top Harper Collins or anything like that. But I would imagine, I would bet the owners of that company go to bed and sleep well every night. Even if they're not making billions of dollars, they go to bed because they had their own business. And they're hiring other black people, and they're providing a service to the black community. I bet you they sleep good at night just because of that. Even if they're not, making billions of dollars a year.